Well, hello. Welcome to the Pitchy podcast. We're your hosts, James
and Stephanie.
Today is a very special episode because we have a very special guest joining us. She was a semi-finalist on NBC's The Voice this past season, season 22, in the year of 22, on Team John Legend. She hails from Woodville, Texas, and she constantly gave us performances that we would describe as legendary and genius. She is our vocal tsunami. Yes. Kim Cruse, welcome to the Pitchy podcast. Kim, thank you so much for joining us today. We are over the moon excited to have you as our first guest. Not just a special guest, just first guest period on the Pitchy podcast.
Ever.
But, you know, we've been in communication for quite a while. So Stephanie and I were saying, we feel like we know you already. And we're good. Right? Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I am enjoying this cool weather.
Okay. You're in LA right now?
Yes.
Okay. Nice. My brother is in LA. He's in Manhattan Beach right now too. And he's like, the weather's the best right now. So that's awesome.
It's really breezy and a little rainy where I am, but
okay. Yeah. Did you get through the holidays okay?
I did. I definitely did. I was in lazy mode for the remainder of December. So yeah, I enjoyed the holiday.
Yes. Because let me tell you something. And I know you can and cannot. I don't know what you can and cannot say, but it just seemed like they had you all on like lockdown that made COVID look easy on that show. Like,
right.
Y'all were on lockdown. And I'm just so glad that, you know, you're getting some semblance of your life back and you're getting to do what you love to do. Mm-hmm. And again, we are just so humble to have you here as our first official guest on the Pitchy podcast.
Yes, we are.
So we have a couple of questions for you. And because, you know, inquiring minds really want to know. We want to know some things maybe that people don't know, some things that people do know, and some things that people are wondering. So we'll go ahead and jump right into those questions. Stephanie, I think you got the first question for Kim.
I do. So many people might have already known you, Kim, because you've had a presence online and before and with the Terrell show and things like that. But if people didn't know you before The Voice, what did your life look like before you joined The Voice?
So life before The Voice was pretty much church mixed in with secular gigs, which is kind of weird to say.
Right.
Two in the same sentence. But yeah, that's pretty much what life was. I started out in church, worship leader at my dad's church, and then I transitioned to a church in Houston. And also, I had a video that went viral. And from there, it kind of really helped catapult my career in a sense. I've sang for John P. Key, Monica, and from there, I just kind of decided that, okay, it's really cool being in the background, but the goal was always to be a solo artist. So I was like, why help bring someone else's dream to fruition when I need to be doing that for with my own. So I just branched out and went on the Terrell show. And from there, that's really what kind of set Kim Cruse apart from just being in the background to kind of in the forefront. So yeah, that's what I was doing before the show.
Wow. I just want to say, I hope that really encourages somebody else who might be kind of in the background, but knows that they have a gift that should be more in the front, to go ahead and step out on faith and pursue that dream. So thank you for that answer.
I used to tell people that all the time. Like when I was little, Kim, I wanted to be Mariah Carey's background singer. Like that was my dream. I was like, I want to sing background for Mariah Carey, but I was like, don't you want to be solo? I said, no, because I don't want the fame. I want to just rub elbows with it.
Yeah. And
But
it's so funny because growing up, I never said that I wanted to be a singer. I always
Oh,
thought that I would either play tennis or I would be a teacher. That's what I always thought I would do.
oh my goodness. Well, I was a teacher for many, many years. So it's a cool gig as well. I don't
it,
um
it was also so interesting, Kim, because I was like, when you did the blinds, like I remember voices, and I was like, where have I heard this
mhm.
voice? Like 2 seconds, Stephanie and I were like, where have we heard this voice? And it
Uh-huh.
wasn't the Terrell show, but it was they got range, or they have range. Isn't
Right.
that where you went viral first?
Yeah,
Right.
they
Yeah,
have the range.
when you were singing the Leandria Johnson,
Mhm.
I was like,
Yeah.
that's that voice. And then they
Yeah.
showed that little clip. I said, okay. I said, this is the real deal. This is the
Yes.
real deal.
Yes.
What about what would you say, Kim, the voice experience was, as far as about the voice experience, what was a nice surprise to you with the
I
entire voice experience?
A nice surprise for me was just witnessing and experiencing the power of production and TV magic.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, a lot of what we see, even in like other shows, sometimes you wonder, well, how does this happen, or how do they make that happen and then get
Right.
here so quick? But like actually being on a show, it showed me how those things work in the background.
Right.
So yeah.
Crazy moving parts, I know.
Hmm.
And I'm glad that they showed, like towards the end, I think, of the season, they showed even how the stage crew strikes the stage and
Yes.
gets the next stage ready. And that was,
Yeah.
I'm glad that NBC gave us a little insight into the magic that happens.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Carson also always shouted out everybody that was behind the scenes, and I'm glad he did that because without them, there would be no show.
They
Absolutely.
were definitely an intricate part of making
And
that all come together.
Lord Jesus, Kim, that band and those
Yeah.
BGVs,
Oh my God. Yes.
did they know every
I,
song? Did they know every song?
yeah, there was like never a song that they didn't know. And it's so funny because I remember walking into battle rehearsal and Paul was playing A Long Walk by Jill Scott. And he was like, I want them to let you sing this song so bad. And I
Oh,
was like, how do you
What you know
know
about that?
that? Right. But there would be moments where they would just be playing around and joking around in between like taping and stuff, and they would
yeah.
play church music, shout music, just like y'all,
Wow.
like what can't y'all do?
Wow. That's
Yeah,
incredible.
it
That
was
is
it was a sight to behold. We always talk about the BGVs and that band. Oh
right.
my
Oh,
Lord.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm so down to
Absolutely.
earth.
Oh, that's awesome. So, what was the most challenging thing about being on The Voice?
I think the most challenging thing about being on The Voice was probably the competition aspect
Mm-hmm.
of the show, especially when your goal may not be everyone else's goal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's like it adds like an extra layer of, or just like an extra weight
Right.
because it's like, okay, as much as y'all just want to enjoy this experience and really showcase me and all that I do, there's also this aspect of it to where it's a competition and
Abs-
every week we have to prove to America why we should still be there. So I
Right.
think that's probably the toughest thing.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it's partly a popularity contest,
Yeah.
Yeah.
rather than just you know, I'm a purist. Stephanie and I are both purists when it comes. We
Yes.
just want, we just want the best singer to win.
Right. Right.
Not
Yeah.
who you fall in love with,
Right.
But
Yeah.
but that's just us being pitchy, right? So
yeah. And I think that's our struggle with The Voice, because we feel like we get some of the best singing on The Voice, but sometimes the best singing isn't always rewarded the way that we think that it should be. That's the kind of give and take that we have when we're giving feedback on this show. So,
now speaking of singing, Kim, what has been your favorite performance?
My favorite performance. Oh, sorry.
Oh no! You're good. You're good.
My favorite performance was definitely Summertime. Yes, Summertime was my favorite.
I can't even. Kim, I studied voice like you. I studied voice like you, and I have a classical foundation like you, but sing all types of music. And I was sitting there trying to analyze everything that you were doing, and I just was like, "What?" I said, have you heard the singer Rochelle Farrell?
Yes, I love Rochelle.
One of my favorite singers. Like, you were doing Rochelle Farrell stuff, and like, I compare everybody to Rochelle Farrell because she's like my favorite female singer of all time. And like, to some of the yodeling, the like that. Kim, what are you? It was a clinic, Kim. It really was. And Pitchies, if you all remember when we kind of broke this performance down and analyzed it, we talked about how Kim literally transported us.
Absolutely.
Like, with the set, I mean, and this was more than just you, Kim. It was the set, it was the background, it was the people, it was everything. And I even think they put some type of, I don't know, thing on the screen to make it feel like it was like old.
A filter.
Yeah. I couldn't think of the name. And it literally transported us to like the roaring 20s and the Harlem Renaissance. And I was like, is she headlining with Ella? Is she headlining with, Dinah Washington? Is she headlining with, the greats of jazz? Absolutely. It was a revelation. It was incredible.
Thank you.
How did you go ahead?
No, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, how did you feel? Were you able to be present in that moment as you were singing that song live? Were you able to take it in?
Yes. I felt the most present, but also the most like that and Love on the Brain. Those two performances were the ones where I was most lost in the song,
right?
But very present,
right?
But for Summertime, aside from Best Part, felt like home because even like what I told production and John and the band, it was more so about taking the competition completely out of the picture. And I wanted to showcase Kim Cruse as Kim Cruse is outside of the show. So I was literally like on a Zoom with them, like, okay, I want this. I want it to feel like this. This is what I want to look like. And when I walked out there and saw the stage, I just almost wanted to cry because I was like, okay, this is me.
Yes.
So
yes.
yeah, I felt so at home, so comfortable during that song.
Well, we could tell you were at home. And again, I go back and listen. I find new things that you did vocally, Kim, every time I listen to it. I'm just like, did she just? You sure did.
Right. Right.
But I'm stealing some of those tricks, Kim. Like, seriously.
Go ahead.
And, what do they say? Imitation's the highest form of flattery.
Right.
Now, to piggyback on my last question, Kim, whose performance, other than yours, was one of your favorites in the entire season?
Omar singing "My Heart Will Go On" was my favorite. I remember like me and Omar. Well, of course, like Team Legend, we were also close. But like me and Omar were like really, really close, along with Justin, Eric, and Kevin, and you know, but we were sitting in the back, and I remember Omar was like, "Yeah, Kim, like they have me, like I'm rising up into the sky," and I looked at him, and I was like, "Cause like me and Omar always talk trash to each other," so I was like, "So how does it feel to know that you're going to be in the finale?" And he was like, "No." I was like, "Omar, they are raising you up above the competition."
Right.
And
ascending to heaven.
Right. And when I was watching him in the back, all I could do, I couldn't scream, I couldn't clap, I couldn't even smile, I couldn't even talk. Like I was just sitting back there with like chills and just I was just shaking my head like, what?
I think I asked you on a live once, not as Pitchy Podcast, but as my Barnacle Pinkerton. I asked you once, I said, does Omar really sound like that? And you were like, yes, Omar really sounds like that.
Yeah. And he's always like, man, Kim, I wish I could sing like you. And I'm like, shut up, Omar. Do you hear? Like,
and he had the nerve to just become a first-time dad, too?
In the midst of all of that. Incredible.
And that's what made that performance so magical, too, was that everything happened that day.
It's incredible.
And so it's like it just brought about like he sang, and of course we knew, but it's like he just sang from a different place that
day.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
I don't know. Like I also felt like y'all were, because y'all are still still young. I just felt like y'all were the grown folks of the competition.
Right.
like the grown folks stuck together, the teens stuck together.
Right.
And then everybody in between. But y'all were the grown folks in your early 30s of the competition.
These kids. We would say that too, like, we're like the old people.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's funny.
So, of course, we know that your coach was Coach John Legend. Incredible. So, what was the best thing about working with Coach John?
The best thing about working with John was John really respected who I am as an artist. And on top of that, he also saw so much more in me than even I saw in myself, or even like I said in the show, things that I felt like I could do, I knew I probably could do, but I just never wanted to like take the risk because I had just gotten so comfortable with staying where I was. And yeah, those are two of the things that I really, really loved about John.
What's one example that you can share with us of a way that he kind of pushed you beyond where you had kind of been comfortable before?
I don't use my falsetto because of what happened with developing polyps. I do not use my falsetto because some days I'll try it, it's there. Other days it's not, and it's so funny. Just kind of give you guys a reference. When I was doing classical music, my voice teacher would always compare me to Leontine Price. So we go from Leontine Price to not having that anymore. So I just didn't want to give my falsetto a chance ever.
Right.
Did
he pushed me to
I gotta go on with the Leontine a little bit. did your voice teacher have you sing Leontine, like want you to sing Leontine's repertoire? Like were you learning the arias of Leontine when you were in school?
Well, yes. When I was in college, I did and I'm gonna butcher this name. Pietà Signore.
Yeah.
I did that, and another one I did. I'd have to look it up, but she like any she just tore up and down. She was, "You're my little leontine, and today we're gonna watch this video, and when we go to your voice lesson today, we're gonna look at this, and this is coming up, my little leontine." Like,
I remember those days. I do.
yeah.
Oh gosh, this next question, I am so excited to hear
Yes, me too.
your answer with this one. Who out of the other artists on the show do you want to do a duet with the most?
Can I cheat and do two?
Absolutely.
Do as many as you want.
Definitely Justin.
Oof.
I would do a gospel song with Justin. Me and Justin actually thought we were going to be Whitney Houston duet partners.
Oh.
And we were like, brother, okay, if we make it, all right, we made it. Let's see what we're going to say.
Right.
Like, we just knew we were going to be partners. So Justin, definitely. Omar, because I think it would be cool to like witness the roles being reversed as far as he taking the upper and me with the lower.
Yes.
And Morgan, me and Morgan would always joke about being Brittany and Christina.
Look, we told people the entire season. I said, y'all don't sleep on Morgan. Y'all don't sleep on her voice. Morgan, didn't I see a picture of her like doing your hair?
Yes, that was a joke though. One of my curls fell, and I was like, Morgan, I cannot see this curl. Can you please? And it was so funny because she struggled. Her and Alyssa struggled to try to get that pin curl back in my head. But yeah, Morgan, and then yeah, those three definitely.
Wow. We would love to hear any of those duets. My God.
Yeah. Some of our favorite artists this season. And absolutely. I don't know what Stephanie and I always would remark about how deep the bench was this season.
Crazy.
That's why we couldn't do a best of the blinds, because there were so many good people who didn't make it through.
Right.
Incredible singers.
Right.
That didn't make it through.
Right.
So before we get to the rapid questions, I have one more question for you. And this has nothing to really do with the voice, but what is something you almost said no to, but ended up saying yes, and it worked out really well for you? This could be anything in life.
Something that I almost said no to. I just stick with the show.
Wow.
I almost fought not to sing "Love on the Brain."
Oh, why is that?
Really?
Because at first I was like, I don't hear my voice on "Love on the Brain."
Okay.
At first,
was that picked for you?
No, I had an option.
Okay. Got it.
But the other song just felt too karaoke-ish.
Okay.
For that round, for like to be that far into the competition. So I ended up going with "Love on the Brain," but in my mind I was just like, oh my God, what am I doing? I even tried to talk to them and say, hey, maybe something else.
Right.
And like they were like, no, like this song is really, really a good fit. And so I remember, like, before I went into rehearsal with John, I stopped listening to it. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to go in there and I'm going to sing it how I feel it.
Right.
And we're just going to see what happens. And so, yeah, I strongly wanted to say no to "Love on the Brain."
But it worked out.
It sure did.
Is that the first time you had sung that song?
First. My best friend sings it all the time.
Wow.
But I'd never even tried to sing that song.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was such a, I wouldn't say a departure, but it was just such a different angle of you.
Right.
It was just another side. I felt it was just another side of Kim.
Right.
That people needed to see, that Kim wasn't she wasn't a one trick singer. Kim can sing an up tempo. She can sing a modern.
Right.
She can sing whatever you want her to sing.
Right.
Or whatever she feels to sing. And,
right.
It was bad, Kim. It was bad.
In the good way of bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for people that don't.
Right.
Yeah, you got people listening all over the world.
Put it in context.
Wow.
Yes.
It was very good.
It was very, very good.
Thank you.
One of the reasons why I wanted to ask that question is that this podcast was my thing that I wanted to say no to, but ended up saying yes. Right now, I'm really, really, really glad James was like, "You want to do this podcast?" I was like, "Yes,
that's crazy."
Yes," because I told James, and I might have said on the podcast before that my only reason for my no was fear. It was something new. It was something that we hadn't done before. I hadn't done before. Didn't know, anything that I do, I really want to do well. And I didn't know anything about doing any of this. So it was a fear thing. But I'm like, you can look up anything on YouTube to figure out how to do it. And I had this
YouTube University.
And I had this amazing partner in James. And I was like, well, let's give it a try. We have nothing to lose. We haven't, only anything to gain. And now we are sitting here right now with Kim Cruse. So I am ecstatic that we said yes. So now we're going to transition into our rapid fire questions. I'm just going to ask you a question or make a statement, and you just tell us the first thing that comes to your mind. You ready? Okay. What is the first thing you check on your phone?
The first thing I check on my phone when I wake up, I check my booking email.
I know that's right.
I check my booking email.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, next question. What is your go-to karaoke song?
My go-to karaoke song is Best Part.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes. Next question. What is your favorite comfort show or show to binge?
I have two. This is so childish. SpongeBob.
Really?
I love it. Yes.
I love SpongeBob and the Parkers. Like, I could watch the Parkers and die laughing all day. Like,
yes. I love it. Those are
Look,
good.
I used to watch the Parkers just so I could hear Countess Vaughn sing.
Right. That part.
Yeah.
That part.
Like, just so kind of like, and I felt really proud because we live in Maryland, and Monique's from Maryland, and
yes,
yeah,
I know people that knew her and all that. So yeah, that's a great show. Oh wow, you're bringing it back with the Parkers.
Yes.
The Parkers.
All right, next question. What's your favorite season or holiday?
My favorite season, I love the winter. I love winter time. And holiday, probably time between like Thanksgiving and Christmas. Because that's usually when most of the family comes in.
Right.
And I love being around family. We're really close. Immediate family and extended family, we're all really close. So, yeah, Thanksgiving and Christmas.
All right.
Did you get to celebrate Thanksgiving this year with other contestants?
Yeah.
Good. Like, Steph and I were like truly concerned. We were like, they ain't
getting their macaroni and cheese and sweet potatoes.
Yeah. Oh my God. Now that was very different. Never had squash soup for Thanksgiving.
I'm sorry.
What? Yeah, it was like this red squash soup and like a
Okay.
turkey, and it was just different. But
Okay.
Thanksgiving was also really, really fun because we got to preview the Whitney Houston movie. So yeah,
Oh.
so yeah,
Nice.
Thanksgiving was really cool because we got to see
Yeah,
that.
we were worried. We were like,
I'm like, what they gonna feed them? They better feed them.
My friend was like, "Do you want me to drop you off the plane?
Right.
I have an aunt that lives in town, and she can." I was like, "No,
Like, we
it's
can
okay."
I was like, who lives in LA? I said, I think I was like texting, I was like putting on the live. I was like, did Stevie Mackey invite them over? I mean,
right.
come on.
Yeah,
Turkey Thursday.
yeah, we made it work. We
Okay.
had fun now.
Oh,
Good.
good. All right. So, what's your favorite snack?
My favorite snack, uh, ooh, strawberry pop tart.
Oh, with the frosting?
Yes,
Yes.
but I take the edges off.
Me too. Because they don't never frost them edges. Why don't they frost them edges? Ooh, got my camera shaking. See, that's how I'm upset. Upset I am. I never understood why they never frosted the edges.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll pay an extra 10 cents for the frosted edges. I'm with you on that, girl.
they should do like a special edition version or a limited edition version where they ice the entire Pop Tart. I think
Yes.
they should.
They should.
Look, Kim, I'm gonna one up you. Just give me a tub of the strawberry.
See, I need the frosting with them crunchy crunches on top. That's
Oh, now that would be good though. Think
yes.
about it. The strawberry
Yeah,
filling
yeah.
with
Or double
the
stuff,
little
like the
pieces.
double stuffed
Yes,
Oreo,
yes.
like
Oh
double stuffed
yeah,
Oh,
Philly.
double stuffed
that would
fillings.
be
Wait a
good.
minute.
Pop Tart,
Listen, Pop Tart,
like
y'all listening, sponsor? We got
make
ideas.
sure we mention Pop Tart in this.
Right.
We'll tag them. All right. Well, speaking of breakfast, kind of, coffee or tea?
Tea.
Mm. What kind
I
of
like
tea?
tea. Usually, I do like a ginger
Mm-hmm.
mint tea,
Right.
Oh, you know you're a
and
singer.
No, you're right.
Yeah, look, Ginger's a miracle worker. Let me tell
Yes.
oh
you.
my gosh, yes, and I load it up with Manuka honey.
Okay.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
just go on about my day.
Somebody raised you
Treat you
right
right.
with the singing remedies.
Yes.
Someone raised you right. But I know,
Yeah,
as someone like, I studied vocal pedagogy a lot in school. That was one of the classes that I loved, and with vocal trauma, and I know you probably saw a really good ENT and all of that to get your voice. But look what you've been blessed with. Like
Right.
when you told that story about how you used to be a first soprano, and now you're like, and I got polyps, and then I wound up with this.
Right.
It's remarkable to hear
Look
that.
at God. Look at God.
Yeah.
All right. 2 more. What is the album that you always come back to?
Mm.
the album that I always come back to. So there are two.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is I gotta look up the name of it, and I should know this because it's my favorite singer. I would say
I am interested
Al
to hear who
Green's
your favorite
album.
singer is.
Yeah, Al Green's my favorite singer.
Who?
Okay. Al Green.
Al Green. So it would be his album with Let's Stay Together.
Mm-hmm.
And then second go to
Mm-hmm.
is my second favorite singer. Her debut album, Chrisette Michelle's debut album. I
Oh.
love. Yeah.
Oof.
Those are my favorite singers.
Oof.
Al Green is Al Green heavy rotation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever heard. Did you ever hear Jennifer Hudson's version of the one that she did at the Kennedy Center Honors? If I
Simply
gave you
Beautiful.
my love.
You know what's so crazy? What's so crazy is
I want somebody to do Al Green on The Voice.
That's what I was about to say. What's so crazy is before I came to the show, me and my parents took a road trip to Memphis and we went to Al Green's church and ended up meeting Al Green.
Wow.
Through his musician. Yeah, like I sang in the church and everything. I'm never starstruck, but I was starstruck then.
Right.
And so the musician from his church messaged me after I Ain't Never Loved a Man. And he said, Al says, dang girl. And I was like, what you mean? And he was like, we've been watching you on the show. And I was like, are you serious? And he says, yeah, Al is proud of you. He said he wants you to know that you're doing a good job. And he said that he wants you to tell the band to let you do Simply Beautiful because he thinks you would do it justice.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I would have lost my marbles if you would have done Simply Beautiful. I would have lost it.
I begged because I wanted to do that so bad, but I'm gonna do that song somewhere.
Good.
Can we be there? Can you do it on the East Coast somewhere, please, so we can be in the building?
I'll put it in my set.
Okay, thank you. All right, here's the last question, last rapid fire question. What is your dream celebrity collaboration?
Dream celebrity collab, Al Green, Crusade, Jasmine, and I really wish I would have had the chance to experience Nina Simone. And I would definitely say Nina Simone.
Yeah.
I completely forgot you all got to work with Jasmine.
Yes, you did.
Oh my goodness. And
how was that?
I know when you walked in that room, you were like, no.
Did you know beforehand that she was going to be the... No. Okay.
No. And me and David were the first group to go.
Okay.
And so that whole day, we had been like trying to figure out who could it be.
Right.
So me and David are standing outside waiting to walk in, and David's like, wait a minute, did you hear that? And I was like, no. And he was like, wait, listen. And so I listened, and he was like, do you know whose voice that is talking? And I was like, So we walk in, and so you see it, like we're all cheesing. I'm laughing because anytime I get excited or ready to cry, I laugh hysterically.
Yeah.
And so Jasmine hugs David, and then she says, oh my God, I know you. And I was like,
my gosh.
I was like,
you know me.
And she was like, you girl, I watch all your videos on Instagram. I'm so excited that I get to hear you sing in person. And I was like, are you for real right now?
Right.
And she was like, yes. And so I was like, if they show this on TV, this is probably the biggest flex. But
right.
They didn't. But I remember like when I got back to the hotel room, I called my parents bawling my eyes out because I always felt like during that show, there were so many moments where God really solidified that I was right where I needed to be. And I was on the right track.
Right.
I chose the right path and the right career because I'm like, man, there's no way.
Right.
This doesn't just happen, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I called my parents bawling my eyes out.
Social media, in my opinion, especially when it comes to like talent and people, but it's like the great equalizer. Like
Right.
It brings people together who normally would never, ever be brought together.
Right.
And
very true.
like to hear that these established artists are normal people too,
right.
and they like a good vocal too.
Right.
And they're at the top of their game.
Absolutely.
Right.
But I include you, Kim Cruse, at the top of your game.
Absolutely.
There is no other voice like yours, and I know you've heard this. So thank you for always staying true to you through that. I know where your help comes from. We know where your help comes from.
Absolutely.
And you always stay true. A bunch of you all on this season really always stay true to who you all your authentic selves.
Right.
And we really, really appreciate that.
Right.
So
thank you,
Kim, we want to thank you so much for joining us today. It's really been wonderful to talk to you.
Yes.
We wish you so much success and continued opportunities to use your gift. Please let your audience know, let our audience know anything you want to share about what's coming up next for you and where they can keep up with you.
So I now have an amazing team. Cammy, Lori, and Ron. So shout out to my team.
Yay.
We have definitely been working. They've been working hard to create spaces and amazing opportunities for me. So I'm currently working on new music.
And it's fire, y'all. I heard it today. We went live and previewed it. It's fire. I'm glad. There was only like 20 of us who jumped on because you went live at like when everybody was at work, right?
I'm so sneaky. I always go live at the weirdest times because I know it's
But she previewed Narcissist, and it was fire. It really was. It was a whole vibe, Kim. It really was.
Yeah.
Thanks. So yeah, like I'm working on new music, and I am also getting ready to do another House of Blues show when my music is releasing.
Awesome.
Also, I have Super Bowl weekend coming up. I'm performing during that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm also rehearsing a script for a callback audition for a really big Broadway play. So hopefully
we will definitely keep you in prayer.
Yes.
And where can people find you on social media, Kim?
So you can find me on social media. My Instagram is Kim Cruse Official. Facebook is Kim Cruse. I also have a group on Facebook called Cruise with Kim. And I'm on YouTube as Kim Cruse Official and Twitter as Kim Cruse as well.
Awesome. Well, Kim, I heard you mention on a live once that you have old videos of you. I want to hear your opera stuff.
Okay. I gotta dig that up.
I want to hear some of your first soprano stuff. But that's just me. That's me personally. That's just me. I would never post it or anything. That's just me being
No, I got you.
You can slip it up DMs.
Well, awesome. Kim, we want to thank you so much again for taking time out of your crazy busy schedule. We are huge fans, and we really appreciate that from the beginning you reached out to us. Like when we reached out to you, you reached back out to us, and that just speaks so many volumes of who you are as a person. And we love you. We really do, and wish all the best for you.
Yes.
Okay, Steph, tell the Pitchy Podcast audience what they need to know.
Sure. So don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Pitchy Podcast on your favorite podcast platform so you can be the first to know when we drop a new episode. And guess what? We're on YouTube now. Please search for the Pitchy Podcast and hit that subscribe button so you know when we drop a new video. And lastly, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Pitchy Podcast for new episode alerts, episode clips, and so much more.
So until next time, friends, thanks for listening and thanks for watching. And we'll talk again soon. Thanks, Kim. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all so much throughout the whole competition, you guys. Lighten up our days. I think a lot of us would watch you guys on the way to different sets. So we really love and appreciate you all just as much as
I had to be a fanboy for a second. I was like,
yeah. Like when you'll be in the events and they'd be like, are you watching Pitchy Podcast? Yeah, they're talking about you. Oh yeah, really? Okay, I'm gonna tune in for that. We love you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And we look forward to all of the success, and we will continue to follow you, Kim.
Thank you.